Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is episode 31. So, man, as you remember in the last episode, all kinds of shit went down. So we had obviously the 5th trial. Let me just try and recap what really happened. I've taken a few minutes because I need to take a few minutes after that last episode just to kind of digest everything that happened. So, obviously we started off with the 5th trial. The victim purportedly is Mukuro Ikusaba, this mysterious 16th student who we've never actually met. So we got into, obviously, the investigation and all that, and, I was saying at the start of the last episode and during it at points that there were things about this case, that case, that just didn't seem to kind of fully add up, The thing is, there was just uncertainty over what the murder weapon was and what really was going on, and all kinds of things really kind of transpired in the actual trial. So, at first it was completely unclear who the murderer was, and, people were accusing Makoto, then they were accusing Kyoko, then they were accusing Makoto again, and boy, was it just insane. And of course, things, that were standing out there was Kyoko was quite clear that there was a trap, or at least that's what she was saying, being laid for us by the mastermind, specifically probably for her. That's what the game was saying. So, having gone away for a few minutes just before recording this episode, or starting recording this episode rather, and just taking a few minutes to think about the things that went down there, I think it's, possible really that the mastermind wanted Kyoko to die there, not Makoto, because Kyoko... Well, actually, think about it, Kyoko has been a bit of a thorn in the mastermind's side here. She's the one who's been going around investigating, and by the sounds of it, snooping around, doing some sleuthing work, because obviously she has the key, that she stole from Monokuma, and Monokuma's special tool, whatever that is. And incidentally, obviously, talking about Monokuma as well, if there's one thing we really noticed during that trial, just then, it is that, obviously in previous trials before that, Monokuma has sometimes intervened, but he's never done so, I think, of his own kind of volition. I think he's only really ever done so in response to things that students have said, i.e. if students have asked him certain questions, etc, etc. Those are the only real times, I think, if I remember correctly, where Monokuma's ever kind of really interfered or intervened or interjected in the trial. But of course, in that last trial then, he really was actually quite active and not really kind of responding to student questions, but in some ways actually trying to dominate the discussion and steer it in very particular directions. And that's kind of odd because there were lines of inquiry which he was very determined for us not to pursue, particularly this thing about ultimate despair and all that, whatever that is. And so, of course, we went through the trial, then obviously we were presented with a choice. Do we trust Kyoko or not? And do we call her out for a certain lie? And of course, with all of this thing about traps and all of these weird things going on in mind, I chose we should trust Kyoko. Because why not? I mean, she's come through for us in all the previous trials. She's shown, in my eyes, no real reason for us to doubt her. I mean, obviously her identity is still a mystery and all that, but I haven't seen anything to feel that she's suspicious, I would say. And so now we're here. Makoto was put up for execution. I knew the moment it went to an actual execution sequence that there was something weird about this, because in all previous episodes where I've had failures, I've run out of hearts during debates or whatever, and so it's gone to the vote and obviously Makoto's been found guilty. It's never gone to an execution like that. It's always just gone to, oh, you failed, would you like to try again? And I just click yes and get straight back into the trial. So when it went to an actual execution sequence there, I knew something was up. And then, of course, Alter Ego appeared and saved Makoto at the last minute, sending him down into, well, what Monokuma said would be a garbage chute. And clearly this was not something that Monokuma was expecting based on that cutscene. Well, not that cutscene, sorry, but that scene towards the end of the last episode, where it just quickly showed the aftermath of the trial with the other students. So I assume that Alter Ego, when we hooked him up to the network, apart from obviously being in the laptop, has also managed to spread himself into the network basically, and was able to pretty much save me. So yes, like I say, lots of stuff happened last episode, and before I started recording this, I had to take a few minutes just to try and, go over things and just digest everything that had happened. But obviously, also something that's come out of that trial is that Bukuro isn't the mastermind. That's what we're thinking here. That maybe she was an accomplice to the mastermind or something, but she's not specifically the mastermind. The mastermind is someone else. So yes, without further ado, we're going to just throw ourselves back in and keep going, because I am really curious to see where it's going next. So Makoto clearly isn't dead, but he's trapped down here in this, I don't know, rubbish pit or whatever it is. Okay. Right, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. You're talking about Kyoko, are you? She was very insistent during the trial. If I die, you're all screwed, basically. You know, you'll never find out what the mystery behind this place is. I remembered all too well what had happened. Yes, Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. Oh wow, this place is a friggin' tip, isn't it? Jesus. Well, there's nothing up above. There's a few things down below, though. Is that a freaking tank there? What is that? See what I'm circling right now here? They look like tank drive wheels or something. I don't know. And what's that over there on the friggin' right? Is that the friggin' rocket from the very first cutscene of the game? We can examine it. That's a rocket and the tank, yes. Oh yeah, there's another one right there in the foreground. Can you see that? I still need to work out if there's a way to actually just quickly make the text at the bottom invisible. But there's no friggin' controls, that's the problem. Reset settings, vertical speed, no. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, you can see that in the foreground there, can't you? It's a proper tank turret and everything. What the hell is that doing down here? And yeah, definitely the rocket. You can recognise it from the friggin' Monokuma head on the top of it. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Yeah. So that is obviously another question that I've not asked, actually. Who was that guy in the very opening cutscene of the game? The one who was placed into the rocket and then killed? Because if that's down here, then what's the deal? What's this? This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. Yeah. Some more stuff over here, then we'll go and have a look at the door. Is that an airplane? Yeah. It's the tail end of an aeroplane. What the fuck has Monokuma been up to? Or the mastermind, rather. That they would have all this junk down here. How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Yeah, and now for the door. Yeah, of course it'll be locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon... I decided to look around for some food. Ugh, it'll be horrible down here. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-round bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. That's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... go to sleep. Okay. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However... What fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Oh. Crunch, apparently. What? What the? Why, is it just garbage? I can see a load of stuff on the left that I could have sworn wasn't there a second ago. The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. Yeah. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Okay, well, let's examine it then, I guess. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Oh. Wow. Is she actually in the trash? Kyoko? A giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
You've got something in your hair there, Kyoko. You've got ramen noodles spilling out or something. Yes. What does it say? Cup? Goku? Uppi? I don't know. I'm not sure. This place smells awful. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. So you basically hid yourself in the trash so you could come down here with me. Wow, what a plan. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage in your hair. Yes. It's a new look. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you've finished. Or you're finished, rather. Ah, she brought me food. That's nice of her. Waifu too. You've got my back. I knew I could trust you. I knew you weren't gonna, just sacrifice me. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. In seconds it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Phew, that really hit the spot. And I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Okay. Keep talking, please. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
Abandon you? Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to say okay, right, maybe she was just going to sacrifice me. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Yes, you were very emphatic about this. What was it? Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. What was that? So I have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least, I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... Yeah. This. I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible.
Huh?
Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? I mean, the way we sort of blacked out? The first thing? You talk about when we fainted, right? Yeah. I fainted when I woke up. I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school. I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are we basically getting confirmation now of what I've suspected? that there is some kind of amnesia going on here, some kind of memory loss, memory alteration kind of thing. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you? Or maybe because you didn't know who to trust.
Why is that?
Makoto. If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Oh. We're going back to this, are we?
I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but... Why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right? No, I think you should probably tell her about this.
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just... I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Okay, we still need to talk to you. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? Incidentally, actually, just before we go any further, just thinking about the whole memory alteration thing. I'm trying to think when that would have happened, because obviously... At what point... Assuming the mastermind has removed our memories, at what point did they do that? Because, of course, at the start of the game we seem to black out when we first arrived here. But they're saying that the school was shut down for a year. Or rather, it was shut down a year ago and closed up and all the students isolated inside to protect them from something going on in the outside world. The tragedy, whatever it is. Still not been explained, that aspect, but... So, at what point does the memory loss come into it? I'm not sure. I mean, that's probably why, actually, Makoto's having that dream, isn't he, about my goal is to stay here. I wonder if that's supposed to be some kind of residual memory, I'm not sure. Okay.
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Okay. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. That's not surprising. That actually, yeah, that fits very well, of course. Yeah. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Havoc Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. Okay. You had to find someone. Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Havoc Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh, okay. Revelations. We got to hear more about this. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains... When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Her reaction. I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? Okay. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. Makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. Okay, so you're saying it kind of triggered something in your head when you saw it? And, you know, it managed to finally get rid of your amnesia. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. Okay, what do you got to say about the second floor? So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realised whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. Oh god. Okay. We mentioned the second floor in the last episode. I want to go there now. I want to see what this is. I hope we do get to go there. Well, what do you mean?
so...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance. Okay, if that's if that's not hinting, then I don't know what is. It sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Okay, can we just keep talking to her, please?
However,
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, no cameras, no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Okay, has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. So in that case, who was it then? I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed, yes. This is what we suspected. It was a trap. It's what they're emphatic about. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. What? It could have been you, Makoto. Oh. Is she referring to... when Makoto was in bed and woke up with her standing over him? I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... yeah, this? During the night?
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god... What? This is no time to be getting all spiritual on me. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
So you did protect me. That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... this. Yeah. Whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So you're suggesting that the mastermind's original intention was to murder Makoto and pin it on you, but then obviously when you intervened they had to adjust, change tack. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Okay, right. This is the title that was used to refer to Mukuro. So, are we definitely now saying that she was an accomplice to someone else? And that there's definitely another mastermind, okay. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group, whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. Okay, right. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Oh, end of chapter 5, I guess. Well, there we are. The end. And we're back down to 6 students, because we can confirm that Mukuro is dead. Okay. I received a Dream Island rocket present. Oh yes, that's the rocket that the guy at the start was shot off in. Okay. Save the data. Oh yes, please. I'll put it in slot 24. I think there's only 30 slots total. I better be careful how many slots I'm using up here. The Ultimate Despair. The group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. So we're suggesting that it could be more than one. It could be more than one person then, right? Okay. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Well, not totally. We still don't have an actual specific name for any individual person. But right now
Anyway,
we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Any ideas? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it could open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? What, this one up here? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yep, we're getting out, everybody. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair. Ultimate execution, ultimate death. Oh god. Sounds ominous, that music. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Conveniently obscuring the pantsu shot there. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey,
Good. If we're so far down, how did he emerge from falling down the garbage chute unscathed? Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. Oh, speech bubbles. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
so...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Oh yeah, at the start of the game. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. ...
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Oh? Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. Okay, something tells me you don't like your father.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What?
No
matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
Oh, okay. So you weren't coming to have a happy family reunion, you were coming to basically disown him. I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. Don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I've no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family? To just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? I don't know about blood, but genetics, certainly. Not to be pedantic. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Well, that's a bit of exposition. Character development. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Okay. Makoto buttshot! Right there. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? Oh yeah, I do. Is that where it comes out? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... we emerged. Here we are. Looks like we're back.
Whew.
I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favour. Okay, so what do we do now? Do you have a plan? So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Now let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Oh, okay. We're just gonna walk up to him? What? Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't.
Because...
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. ... I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going, yeah. To the gym, everybody. Leave the area. I should probably fast travel, actually, shouldn't I? Map, please. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, wait, here. It's right here. Let's go to the game, everybody. As Homer Simpson would call it. What's a game? Okay, he'll be through here.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Hey, 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 hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay?
Pum, pum.
You were supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
Making me angry!
So now I've got to punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I'd lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realised that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. ...
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Are we talking about alter ego? Yes, alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it, quote unquote.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did. Oh.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
Pum, pum.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Oh, hang on a sec. No, sorry, just me. Just took my headphones off temporarily. I thought I heard a knock at the door or something, but no. Okay. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Oh, he's getting angry. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. God, this is a bit of a gamble, isn't it? So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Okay?
Hey,
That would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this will be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Or will they? Oh. Interesting.
Barrett!
Oh, for God's sake, what is that pun? Very interesting indeed. Berry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. Jizz even. Jizz. Did I just say jizz instead of G's? Oh, that's a bit of a slip of the tongue. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it will cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Oh god, these puns are... Jesus.
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. And we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right! Every last mystery that's been pouring around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you. Oh dear.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarising approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? ... Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Oh god. Oh boy. Man. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. Are we getting towards... Dare I say, are we getting towards the climax of the game? Are we actually maybe not far off the end here? And just like that, we were out of the gym. Kyoko, what have you got to say about this? ... I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. Executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. ... Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. What do you got to say? Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
Still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the Mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the Mastermind let down their guard, like I said. Okay, what was that again? So when was it that the Mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the Mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Oh yes. Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet, somehow, the Mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would seem,
The Mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact... Oh right, that's me speaking. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanour is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Okay, let's go and find the guys in the dorms then. Let's do this. Let's go. Like as fast as Mario. I'm very sorry, that was a terrible pun. Okay, so... Yeah, she said the dining hall, didn't she? I think? Yeah. Let's go. Oh boy, my throat. Jeez. And suddenly, we were greeted with... Oh. Yeah, I don't... You again. I think, his controller is just sort of, mashing the keyboard. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. What is he doing? Wow, and he's off again. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Oh, it's the students!
Is that Makoto?
You all look happy to see... Well, maybe not happy, certainly surprised. Actually, Toko looks weirdly happy. Aoi and Hiro just look surprised, and Byakuya is just like, oh, you? Of course.
You guys!
What was that? You guess!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Of course you'd say something like that.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
I am definitely not a ghost, you can be sure of that. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. Since I saw the faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up rather. Or tear up.
What?
What's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto, he smells like a wet dog. And just like that, they're suddenly trying to get me to go away. Get away! Shoo! ... And in a flash, my tears dried up. Okay, would you just talk to all of them?
Yo!
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I'm not a ghost. I didn't go to the spirit world.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Yeah, good question. Byakuya's, me old tater. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realise why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. You saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their life saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Okay. Waifu, so what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Okay. Toko! Oh, you stink! Are you rotten?
I'm telling you!
Rotten for physically, mentally, every way you could be rotten! Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly! Wow. Okay, so you actually like it, do you? Super smelly! You smell even worse than me! Way worse than me! I win! She seems happy for some reason. Jeez. Kyoko, what's up?
Makoto,
There's no time to indulge in the extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But it's okay that you're here. What if the mastermind catches you?
it's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all, okay? Let's do it. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What, seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, don't be dumb. No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. And who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind. Huh? What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro? That's exactly what they're saying.
That's right.
It was an all-elaborate trap. Blech. My words are blending in together sometimes. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So, knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But...
We've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone?
I hate you!
Hey! Who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are! I'm fine living here forever with Master! I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words,
Interesting.
one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But...
Figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, what? Huh?
I
can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Monokuma said 16 students, and they're the only ones in the school. So the implication is that the mastermind is one of the students, and therefore potentially one of us. Is that what they're saying here? You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? Yeah, 16 students. It's a very polarising approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Yes. In other words, the mastermind is one of the 16. And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind who would have had to set foot in this school... Then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then, the mastermind is... one of... yes, these people. Or one of us. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
That's right.
And one of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing here, right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? Yes. In other words, the mastermind is one of the students.
What?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and control him in secret.
but...
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. I don't know about that. There were times where it felt like his dialogue was spontaneous. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Yeah, exactly. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still, yeah. It's leaving a lot to chance. Oh, hello. What do you got to say, Monokuma?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
We've got to be coming towards the climax of the game, surely. One final trial. Oh, ma'am.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Oh! So we are going to get to be able to go to new places then.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
God, his laughter. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Tagami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. The master? He didn't take me with him!
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee! You're totally useless! So, bye! With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're going to go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm going to go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm going to use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Good luck, mate. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really going to go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But...
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'cause, I mean...
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
Huh?
And Makoto. That's really nice of you to say.
But...
But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm going to go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed off out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Okay. Talk to you, maybe? So, you're going to go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. Okay, investigation time. But that is going to have to come for the next episode, everyone. So, this was episode 31 of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Oh man, I'm telling you now, we are getting towards the climax here. You know, it's the final trial, that's what they're saying. So, maybe we're going to find out the final pieces of the puzzle. Who knows? Obviously, the new areas of the school which are unlocked are all the places that have been locked up before. So, headmaster's room, I'm guessing the second floor dorms as well, the bio lab, that'll be unlocked, and the data centre. That, obviously, there was that door in it, the Monokuma door, maybe that's unlocked as well. So we've got plenty of areas we're going to need to be checking. Okay, so we also found out a bit about Kyoko as well and her father. We also found out her ability. She's the ultimate detective. Like I said, not surprising really. Makes a lot of sense. It kind of figures, you know, makes sense of, you know, in light of the fact that she is very obsessed with mysteries and things like that. So yes, Kyoko was originally coming here to Hope's Peak to basically several ties with her father based on her past history. Oh man, wow, a lot of stuff happened. So yeah, if you're not doing so already, you can follow me on my Facebook and Twitter pages, links in the video description as usual. You can all go and sign up to them to stay up to date with my uploads as of when I publish them, blah blah blah, the usual spiel and all that. And before I go, I'll leave you with another humorous historical little anecdote, this time concerning the English novelist, playwright, poet, essayist, literary critic and painter D.H. Lawrence. It is said that after his highly regarded novel, Sons and Lovers, was rejected by a publisher, D.H. Lawrence is purported to have written the following to a friend. Curse the blasted jellybone swines, the slimy belly-wriggling invertebrates, the miserable sodding rotters, the flaming sods, the snivelling, dribbling, dithering, palsied, pulseless lot that make up England today. They've got white of eggs in their veins, and their spunk is that watery, it's a marvel they can breed. So yes, if ever you find yourself frustrated at something in life, take a leaf out of D.H. Lawrence's book, write a letter to a friend, in which you basically curse every aspect of your country. And with that, said, this is General Red signing off and hoping that you all join me for episode 32. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, got him. Shit, get over the edge. Oh, no, go. Get out of here, get out, no, I'm gonna die. Ah! That's that monstrosity finished off. Get over there. See ya. Oh shit, no. Oh, fuck. I did not mean to do that. Oh, please don't tell me I have to kill it again now. Shit! Got to stop it. Yeah. Oh lord, no. Holy crap, this area's horrible. Oh my god, I'm being shot to fucking pieces! Ah! Oh my, what the fuck? Holy shit. Holy fucking shit! Whoa, Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Fucking hell! Bloody hell, that did like 1,000,000 damage! This better not be a... Wah! Shit! No! Oh my fucking god! How many... What?